and Brownie, the podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Welcome to your Monday. What a cracking weekend.
Great weekend, wasn't it? It's going to be even better weather, Swanee, going forward.
So good. I love it when you look up your weather app and it's as far as the eye can see, sunny.
Yeah.
I love that.
We're not just good in the sun, though, because late last night, Swanee, one of our Australian girls won an Olympic gold medal.
Yes.
And the moguls.
Man.
I always watch the moguls.
What is a mogul?
She's from Barwon Heads too. Jakara Anthony. Good on her. So we haven't won many gold medals in the Winter Olympics, Swanee, but the moguls is where you go down the hill and it's got all those bumps and they've got to keep their knees together.
Oh, yes.
You know, and they've got the white sort of knee pads
Yeah.
so the judges can judge their knees and they've got to do some flips. But it looks like you watch it and you think, shit, my knees are sore watching that.
Absolutely. I always look at those things and I think I would have one go and then I'd be dead at the end.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
So
know.
it's very impressive.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
I skied for the first time in the middle of the year.
Did you?
At Mount Buller.
That's right, I remember.
And it is terrifying when you're coming down. A lot of people would know about this.
Pizza!
It's called Burke Street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
the what's the easy one? The green one.
Happy Valley, man.
The green hill
Yes.
called Burke Street down at Mount Bull, and you come down and you're thinking, oh, I've got this, and then you've just got a abort mission.
Oh my
and
God.
out you go off the side of Burke Street because you're about to plough through about 1,500 people waiting at the ski lifts.
Sounds terrifying.
Anyway, well done to Jakara Anthony. Feel like a proud Australian.
Right on, man.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Ready to hit the road this summer? It's time to What If It.
Visit whatif.com to plan and book your accommodation, flights, activities, even car hire.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply.
What if it's Aussie for travel? Check government advisories before booking and travelling.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. 50K Fridays is back. Get on the radio, get the app.
Swanee, we don't talk a lot about cricket.
Talking cricket.
But we've got to confront the Justin Langer situation. So Justin Langer, the former Australian cricket coach, has now walked away. He's
Yes.
resigned after only being offered a 6-month extension of his contract, Swanee. Now,
I did see a bit of this on the weekend,
Yeah.
people saying that Cricket Australia is dysfunctional.
absolutely. It has polarised the nation because 90% of the survey taken over the weekend in the big papers, with 90% of the public wanted Justin Langer to stay. So the way I can sort of sum this up quickly, there was issues at the back end of last year when the players came forward and said to the bosses of Cricket Australia, said, look, Justin Langer can be too intense. He has these blow-ups. He has a lot of control. He's hard taskmaster, Swanee. Mm-hmm. He's the anti-Buff Lehman. Buff Lehman was in charge.
The great Buff Lehman.
The great Buff Lehman. Buff was a great coach, Buff, but a very relaxed style.
Yes.
Buff loved a beer with the players. He'd go out and have a smoke, all that sort of stuff. Very relaxed, Buff.
Same energy as Marty Sheargold.
Very, very similar energy to Shiggy.
But was he a good coach?
But a good coach as well. But Sandpaper Gate happened, remember?
Yes.
Remember the Sandpaper? So obviously Buff had to walk away. So Justin Langer came in.
So he hasn't been in for very long.
Theoretically, though, he's been in for about 3 or 4 years to clean up the culture of the Australian men's cricket team.
Right.
So they've been pretty successful. Well, I would say, very successful. I had a little bit of a blip on the radar a couple of times. But effectively, what's happened is the current players have voiced their concerns, Swanee. And it looks like from the outside, now Cricket Australia, the bosses have made the decision to side with the current players.
Right.
And obviously what's blown up is that a lot of Justin Langer's ex-teammates who absolutely love him and adore him, they're in the media.
Yeah. So they're saying
they're just throwing pot shots at the current players.
Yeah.
Especially Paddy Cummins and Aaron Finch is a Victorian. He's the captain of the 2020 team.
Can I play devil's advocate for a moment?
Yeah.
Can you be a great bloke and a great cricket player, hence the opinions of the commentators and ex-teammates, and not a very good coach simultaneously?
Well, you can be. The issue...
Thank you.
Absolutely, well done.
Thank you.
The issue may be, though, Swanee, is that the players have got a lot of power now. They're paid a lot of money. You don't have to play for your national team anymore to make a lot of money. You can play around the world in those 2020 competitions. So where cricket authorities or the bosses have got to be careful is to give the players too much power.
Yes.
I still remember this. When Lee Matthews stood up in front of us when I was a young man, he said to us players of the Brisbane Lions, you don't have to like... You don't have to like me, but you must always respect me. Yes. And, and that is the difference. And the problem is... Look, and Pat Cummins has been, he's copped a fair bit of stuff from even ex-teammates. Mitchell Johnson, who he was very close to when he was playing, has just called him gutless. He's the Australian career captain. But players are going to get consulted by the authorities about a coach. What's he like? Have you had any issues? How can it work if we move forward? So, of course, they're going to get consulted. It's up to the authorities then to make the call and go, yes, there might be issues. We can work through this. And then, they give him a contract extension or you don't. Where I'm going in all this, it's a little bit messy, Swanee. What I'm saying is you've got to be careful to give the players too much power. And from the outside, this looks as if what's happened. The cricket authorities have sided with the current players. They've pushed Justin Langer virtually out the door, offered him a 6-month extension, which is a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Given too much power. We see this in American sport where because they're paid so much money, they just walk all over the coach. However, when you get a couple of great, powerful coaches with strong presence that stick to their guns and are backed by the bosses, like Bill Belichick, who's coached the New England Patriots. They've won 6 Super Bowls. And a guy called Greg Popovich, coached the San Antonio Spurs for a long time in the basketball and a lot of championships. It can be successful.
Yeah.
And the players will fall into line. So that's to me how it looks from the outside, Swanee.
Okay.
And I've been involved in this. When senior members of the club, the leaders of the club, the board members come and talk to the players and ask an opinion of a coach. So it happens. But you've got to be careful just to fall into line and just follow along what the players say.
Yeah.
Because the players often will have their own motives.
Yes.
So that's my take on it, Swanee.
Interesting.
Whether it's the right decision or not, I'm not sure. But it seems to have polarised everyone. As we say, we don't talk cricket much here, but it's all over the papers, all over the social media.
Where will Langer end up?
Bunnings.
Well, maybe coaching England.
Really?
England's just sacked their coach for being...
Oof.
It's funny, isn't it? So Australia wins the Ashes series easily.
Yeah.
They sacked their coach for being too hard. England's just sacked their coach for being too soft.
Well,
Maybe
looks like a
Justin Langer's what they need.
match made in heaven.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
Is there someone at your gym or cafe or somewhere that you regularly go that means you can't go there anymore? Okay? 13, 24, 10. I really need to know that I'm not completely just losing my mind. So, I like Pilates.
Yeah.
Occasionally. I'm not like all the time.
He loves a reformer.
I love a reformer. It's fun. It's like playing with a piece of equipment. It's fun.
I haven't done Pilates since I retired.
And it feels good. Like the next day, you feel it in your core and you're like, I did something. I didn't feel like I was doing anything.
The winning ache, as John calls
The winning
it.
eight. And that's always good when you go, I didn't really feel like I was doing anything. So there's been almost no exertion. And then you've got the DOMs, I think they're called.
She's had the winning ache a lot of recent times.
I know, like in all
Facets of life.
facets of
Yeah,
life.
I've got this. Anyway. So I've got an app. My gym has an app and you can go on and choose all the classes.
Yes.
Right. And so sometimes I'm just sitting around going, I've got an afternoon free. I'll see what's on. And if there's yoga or Pilates or that's really the only two that I like. And the time works, I'll go.
About an hour class each.
An hour, yeah. It's so good. And it's right behind my house, so there's no like, I've got to leave, got to find a park, whatever, I can walk.
Accessibility,
It's
Swanee.
so good, so good. But late last year, I was in a Pilates class and I clashed. I very rarely clash with people. You've known me for 7 years and you're one of my closest friends, Jonathan.
You're not a conflictor.
I'm not. I generally see the best in people.
Yes.
Particularly, people that are teaching me things. I'm so grateful.
Yeah.
This teacher I just had a visceral reaction to. She paid a lot of attention to me,
Oh, I hate that.
called me by name in a class,
Too familiar.
Singled you out.
stood over me, do this, do that. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And that was a full hour of that. So by the time I
Do you
left,
reckon, though,
I
she
was
was-
furious.
I know that back in the day, back in the glory days, Lethal would target some of the leaders, some of the stronger characters. He'd go for them. If he wanted some feedback, he'd centre his focus of attention on that player to send a message to the rest of the group. Do you think she identified that early and thought, she's the leader of the pack, this Christine Swan? Maybe I've got to send a message through her.
I see what you're saying, but a darkened room with 10 women over the age of 40 who all answer to the name Kate or Emma.
Yeah.
That's not a football team. We're just there to get rid of our light bladder leakage, okay?
How bad did this blow up? Because for you to mention it, it must be.
It was pretty bad. It ended with me walking away from the gym after the class with my hands up saying, I'm not in the mood, and
Storm off.
her wanting to discuss things with me.
Follow up.
We just clashed. We just clashed because what I thought her job was and what she thought her job was didn't match.
Yes.
There you go. So now every time, she still works at the gym, I'm looking at the app. For some reason, every class that I'm able to make is taken by
She's
her.
on it.
So I can't go. I can't go.
is.
Not because I don't want to, I'm scared of confrontation or seeing her. I just know that if I turn up for that class, I'm not going to get what I want, which is peace and quiet, being cognizant of my body, feeling my muscles, all that sort of thing, which requires a lot of concentration. You can't do it with someone talking to you all the time.
Sounds like a power struggle.
Yeah.
Like Chrissie Swan may have to walk into the bosses and say it's either me or her.
Yeah, like
Well, I
Neil
would
Young
never-
and Spotify.
Correct, like Joni Mitchell and Spotify.
A bit like the Australian cricket team at the moment.
Yeah.
It's either Justin Langer or the current players.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm not being that person. I'm just not going when she's there. She's winning, and she can continue to win. I'm not here for anybody to lose their job. It's not her problem that it doesn't suit me.
Yeah.
But I want to know,
painful, isn't it?
it's very annoying. 13 24 10. Can you not go anywhere because someone is there?
I love this.
Deb from Geelong. Hello, Deborah.
Oh, hello, my favourite person in the world.
Oh, Deb, am I petty and sad, or are you like me?
No, I am 100% behind you.
Thank you. What's your story?
Bit similar to you, body attack class. We had a fill-in teacher, and she did not know the routine. And we're regulars. We go there all the time. We know the music. We know the prompts. We're doing it correctly. She's not. She stopped the music, told us we were disrespectful because we weren't doing what she was doing.
My God.
And safe to say, yeah, every time she's on, I don't go. I just
So
think,
do
hang on.
you look it up on the app and see her name and go, right, well, I can't go to that one?
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I think,
God.
hang on, I'm paying to come to this gym and you're telling me I'm disrespectful.
Do you ever think maybe you should say, because I've told people this story, like in my real life, socially, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, you should tell the gym. I'm like, no, well, I don't want anyone to lose their job over this. I can
Yeah.
just choose not to be there.
Yeah, that's. I just sort of keep it for myself and just think, no, not going with her.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
because
you pay the gym membership though.
yeah, I
And
know.
You're inconvenienced.
I know, but I just don't. I don't feel like it's my job to make a complaint. She's perfectly fine for everyone else, obviously. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to make a big deal out of it. I'll just count myself out.
It's funny to
Yeah,
watch
that's
a power
right. I'll
struggle.
just step back. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she can do what she wants.
What do you think she was doing, Deb? Was she trying to mark her territory?
I think so. And I think maybe perhaps she was a little bit embarrassed because she was getting the routine wrong. And instead
yes.
of, yeah.
She got all defensive, got a back up.
Yeah, right.
I think so, yeah.
Or it
yeah.
could be roid rage. You never know.
Well, we know Deb loves her
Could be.
Deb, you could win 50K Friday, friend, because you got on the radio.
Please, please,
Well,
Good luck,
please.
Deb.
See ya.
Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Bye,
you, Deb.
beautiful.
Chrissie, Sam, and Brownie.
The podcast.
Good morning, Melbourne. Hope you're enjoying your beautiful, crisp Monday morning after a gorgeous weekend. And I've already showered this man in too many compliments. I've made him blush already. Sam Pang.
Good morning, Melbourne, and good morning, Christine.
Am
Brownie,
I
Dino,
over the
everyone.
top with kindness and compliments?
You just left you left me no wiggle. You left yourself no wiggle room.
What did I say? I said,
went
you
with-
look handsome.
Yeah, which you
You
know,
smell
like,
great.
As I always say, don't tell me things I already know. You said I smell great. You look fresh. That T-shirt is good on you. As if you've never seen me in a light
Did
blue
you say
T-shirt.
over the top, Swanee, with compliments because he's wearing an over the top T-shirt?
It could be that. The great arm wrestling biopic.
With Sylvester Stallone playing the great.
Lincoln Hall.
Anyway, I don't mean to make you uncomfortable with my compliments. Some
Well,
people are
just stop it then.
uncomfortable.
Just
I
stop
know,
it then.
I can't.
It's good
So
to-
many people I know are like, shut up.
It's good to see you. I haven't seen you since Friday morning. Big weekend.
Good weekend.
We're ready
Good
to
weekend.
go.
Did you enjoy the sunshine?
Very, very quiet.
Wasn't it? Oh, quiet. Good.
Yeah, good
Me
quiet.
too.
Good, quiet, very quiet to me.
I got a cracking. I made sausages on Saturday afternoon just by myself. I hope not.
So I'm about to go through that.
I hope I'm not standing
We
on
had a
anyone's
similar
toes.
weekend.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
This is what happened over the weekend.
Farmers market, sausage making, and pizzas.
It's the weekend it was with Sam.
What's happened to us? We used to be fun and vibrant, and now we're making sausages and squeezing tomatoes at farmers
making
markets.
sausage is magnificent.
I know we're going to talk
Hey.
about later, but was it
Don't get into it. Don't
All right,
shoot your
then.
guns too early.
No.
You've got your weekend. What do you got for us?
my weekend stuff? Can I just want a little shout out to a Greek restaurant down there on a peninsula called Alatanero, which is a beautiful Greek restaurant. Only because
I'm not sure.
Whereabouts?
I was Italian on the weekend.
In McRae.
Oh, yum. I
think it's
love
McRae,
Greek.
yeah. Zali, my waitress.
Oh.
Well, my waitress. You know, she was the waitress. She was doing everything. She just wanted to say her and her mother loved the show.
Oh, Zali, good on you.
Yeah. And so I said, do you mind I'm eating? That sort of thing.
Is
You
that
know, and I
right?
wasn't
Bit of
overly-
octopus? Did a bit of octopus?
Do you reckon Zali knows how to make paramasalata? Because I really want to learn how to make
I don't know
it.
if she's making the food as well, Swanee. It's not like she's front of house. You know, I think
nice.
it's a big restaurant. They got other places, they got other people out the back.
Did you sign a plate and then didn't have to pay the bill?
No. She mentioned Zali. Zali mentioned her mum Melinda, and I said, oh, that's nice. She goes, yeah. My mum got me a Sam Pang T-shirt.
Yes.
Once again, I said,
Oh
do you
my
mi-"
God, I sorted that out, I think.
Yeah, she said that. I said, once again, do you mind I'm eating?
Someone, the mother contacted me on Instagram,
Yeah.
and she's beautiful, Zali, and she's a big fan of yours, and she has crossed your path before, her mum
Well.
told me, but she was very respectful and didn't say anything.
Well, that's the way I like
There you
it.
go.
If anything, I thought Zali was a little bit familiar. Do you know
Oh,
I mean?
what a
And I
great
said,
outcome.
You know, if I had to be brutal, the plate, you know, after we'd finished, I thought the plate stayed on the table a little bit longer.
Ah, is that right?
No, she was beautiful. I just wanted to say it's a wonderful restaurant there. Beautiful.
Oh, what a
Zali,
gorgeous
so big tip?
story.
Oh, mate. Well, she already had the T-shirt, so I just thought, I don't know what else do you want.
Yeah.
By the way,
Sign the T-shirt for you.
You
That
said-
was the tip, wasn't
No,
it?
he took $35 off the bill as a T-shirt.
said if you're a big fan, why aren't you wearing the T-shirt? Do you know what I mean? That should be the uniform. But the other part, of course, one of the weekend was, well, the big news that you've been covering is that Neighbours is in trouble.
Yes.
As in, the broadcaster in
trouble. It's gone.
Well, yeah.
Well,
that's the definition of trouble. It's been axed in the UK.
I think I didn't realise the depth of the financial ties to Channel 5 in the UK. I didn't realise that they were the backers,
They were the
basically.
driving force,
Yeah,
yes, for-
millions of pounds a year.
Yeah, so they've had enough, Brownie.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Well, it's not
isn't
that
it?
they've had
Just
enough.
doesn't-
I think they just don't. I think the viewers have maybe had enough, and they
There's
can't
only so many
justify it.
storylines. There's only so many
Oh
storylines.
God, it's
isn't there?
terrible. How long has it been going for? Decades.
37 years.
Oh,
They're
my
3
God.
years short of 40. And in a kind of a little aside, you know the bloke Chris Noth who plays Mr. Big,
Yes.
or Big on
Yes.
Sex and the City. It was reported on he had a sleazy night at the 2006 Logies, by the way, where he was he's quite enamoured with some of the Neighbours starlets. I was reading.
The young neighbour star, including Stephanie McIntosh.
There you go. There was one of them.
She would have been about 12 at the time, which is recently we found out right in his hitting
Right in-
She
zone.
used to go with Rui.
Really?
Yeah. So
I haven't heard about this.
Oh yeah,
He got cancelled.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he's been cancelled. Yeah,
Mr. Big.
yeah.
Yeah, but this story related back to 2006 when he was at the Logies, and he was apparently at the after party just leering at at
is
the
that
Neighbours
right?
thing. Yeah,
Like a lion circling a waterhole.
that's right. Well,
That
that
wasn't the
evening,
same night as Ivan Milat. No, that was
No.
more there.
though, he did have Harold Bishop as his wingman. So, you know what I mean?
Ultimate
I
wingman.
think he ended up in a threesome with Madge and Mrs. Mangle.
jeez.
Other than that, great times. But
Oh
anyway,
my
let's
God,
hope-
my imagination doesn't help when you throw up things like that, scenarios like that, because I can see
Yeah.
very clearly
Yeah.
in a closed hotel room, Mrs. Mangle, Madge, and Harold doing ungodly things to
No,
each
I
other.
don't want to. Look, I don't want to. I don't
And,
want to.
Mr. Big.
And
was gonna
Mr.
say-
Big just watching he is
No.
with a glass of cognac.
I would have thought Harold's watching that. Or may possibly filming it. Whatever. Barnaby Joyce text that was in the news. Did you see that?
Yes.
Are we just
Do the recap, though, just in case people have missed it.
Barnaby Joyce got in trouble. He sent a text message about the Prime Minister, calling him a liar and a hypocrite.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, aren't we just all like grateful that it wasn't a dick pic? You know what I mean? Considering it's Joyce.
We really are.
I wanted to say too that.
Oh, my God, my imagination again.
Justin Langer got the arse on the weekend.
He got offered a 6-month extension, which
please,
is as good
John.
as getting the arse.
Is he any relation to the great Alfie Langer?
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
question.
that's a good question. I thought you were going to say Bernard Langer or Gerhard Berger. Oh, no, hang on. No, Berger.
Gerhard Berger.
Sorry,
Why
I'm
would
out of
Justin
whack.
Langer be related to Gerhard Berger?
I was just picking out
You
Austrian
lost your
names.
mind. They're saying that he's too tough, Swanee. The players, don't like him.
Don't you want that in a coach? Isn't that a desirable attribute?
Hey, I would like to remind everyone that the only reason he was brought in was because before he was there was a culture and an environment that that kind of was created where a player thought it was fine to go out into the field hiding sandpaper in his balls.
Yeah.
So let's just remember that. That's where
Well, everyone's got
that's,
their different fetishes, Sam.
that's where the team was before he came in. Anyway,
Well, I said he was the anti-Buff Lehman.
It seems odd to
Buff
me.
was a different style of coach.
I just finished with this, Swanee.
Yes.
Good news for you. I think we know this.
What is
I just want to finish on an upbeat note.
I'm ready.
Was that a racing car?
Yeah, move my glass. Ready.
That was Dino
Coming to
moving
the
his
arts,
coffee.
coming to the Arts Centre in July, Swanee.
Who?
Opening night
What?
of a production called 9 to 5.
What?
Oh, yes, I saw that.
Has it been announced?
Yes, July at the Arts Centre.
I've got goosebumps.
Opening night, Swanee. Media wall. You'll probably get up and do a couple of numbers yourself.
Huh? Who's coming with me?
Me.
We'll all go.
You know, who's
Yes.
in it too.
Go.
You know, the lady I share the same hairdresser with.
Marina Pryor's in it.
You share the same hairdresser, but
Different
Not the
hairstyle.
same
Different
hairstyle.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
I want to hear a story from Gary from Dromana, though. So, yeah, well, what would you say? He's our most popular caller. He loves to ring in and just tell us a story. He rang in last year and he just had quip after quip after quip. He left Sam Pang for dead. And he's always got a story, Swanee.
And then the second time he called in, I believe he was flat on his back with a broken neck.
Yes, he used to.
And
ring.
he's also, his name's not Gary, it's Glenn.
Morning, Gary.
Morning, guys. How are we?
Good, Gary.
Guys, how are you, mate?
You remember
All right,
any of
mate.
this?
why are we still calling him Gary?
Cause
Suits
Because
him.
it's his show name. It's like his stage name.
And also, all his friends call him Gary now. Isn't that right, Gary?
Yeah, I've got a T-shirt with it written on too.
Okay.
How is your neck? How's your rehab going with your broken neck?
Yeah, not too bad. I can't turn properly, but I only need the brace now just to use the disabled parking.
Smart stuff.
Good one, Gary.
Hey, guys, we were talking the other day on radio how Sam and myself had the great honour of playing with the legendary Glenn Boss, Mackay Davies jockey, amongst others, one of Australia's greatest jockeys. And you had a bit of a story. You rang the crew and said, I've got a story about Glenn Boss.
Yeah, old Bossy, I've a few mates I work with, they built a house by me. So I was working at his place and being the last tradesman there, I was chucking me stuff in the bin and there was a few bits in the bin, a few of his trophies. So anyway, when I was getting something signed off him down the track, his wife yelled out in the background, that's not that weirdo that was getting all your trophies out of the bin.
So she recognised you, mate. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, that was good. I offered to sell them back to him, but he didn't want them.
What sort of stuff did you grab?
That's unbelievable.
I've got about 4 plates, and one's a trophy of a horse's head. There's an ear missing now. I dropped that one.
What was the guys? What were the trophies? Is there any surely none of them are the Group 1 trophies?
No, they're a bit down the track further than that, but I haven't got them with me right now to name which ones they are, but I'm tempted to change the name and put mine on it. Yes.
You're probably bigger than him at the moment. You're probably more. You've got more. You're probably a bigger name than him at the moment.
There would have been
Gary
like a
from
couple of
Dromana.
sort of maybe a listed race that he won up at Randwick on a Wednesday afternoon, something like that.
In your storied career, John, did you had a lot of trophies. You won Coleman medals. We've got premiership medallions. Were all the trophies that you received over the time? Were they all worth keeping? Can you understand why Glenn Boss has ended up with some of his memorabilia on the sidewalk?
The one I'm disappointed that I've missed out on, Gaz, because I was never a big keeper of trophies, and then the floods happened and they washed away all the other stuff that I had. But the one I'm spewing about that I have lost is when I won the Mark of the Year in 2002 for a very courageous effort, going back with the flight of the ball, the MCG one Saturday afternoon, bang, took the mark. Anyway, I won the Mark of the Year, Swanee. Of
course you did.
I got a big check. You know, those big those big checks you can hang on
A
the wall.
novelty check.
And Ash McGrath, an old teammate of mine, has knocked it off. So,
what do you mean he's knocked it off?
Well, I can't. He took it.
So you know
Never
where
to
it
be
is.
seen again.
Do you have to go and get it?
Well, he lives in Perth, so it's a bit difficult getting in there at the
good
moment
luck
with
with
the Emperor. Can I just quickly check with our man Gaz again? Gaz, have you got any Baywatch memorabilia?
Well, only me wife.
What?
I don't know if you call it a tidbit, but David Hasselhoff, his stunt double in Baywatch was David Hass. And my wife was in Baywatch and was married to David Hass.
What? Wait a minute.
What?
A lot to unpack there.
Why did we even bother with the trophies when we've got this
Because
story?
he rang up about Bossy and said, also tell the big fella that I've got this Baywatch story.
There is so much in this that I want to unpack. First of all, what are the odds of David Hasselhoff's stunt double being called David Hass?
Yeah, there's a tidbit, isn't it?
That's unbelievable. Now, what happened with your wife's first marriage?
Yeah, David Hass is in prison.
I mean, we shouldn't laugh yet. I mean, why?
That's true. No, mate.
No, we won't ask why.
What role? You said your wife was in Baywatch. Did she have a role in Baywatch, the series or the movie or what? What? Oh, the series.
In the series, she was one of the girls in the bikini in the background.
So she was an extra in America.
Yes, she's Californian.
Gary, I just had no idea about this. This is
the
why I
greatest
love
respect.
talking to
The
you.
greatest
He's
respect.
done well for himself, Gaz.
Gary's wife, Gary from Dromana's wife, used to be married to David Hasselhoff's body double in Baywatch.
my
And now she's ended up with Gary.
Yes.
Mate,
Gary-
well done.
Did they meet on set, Gary?
Yes. Yes, they did.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So she stepped up a notch. She ended up with a corker. That's what she always wanted.
And then how did you meet her?
Here at a boxing class in Australia.
And was she in a red bikini?
I was.
There he is.
Stay down,
There you go,
Swanee.
Gaz. You're a machine.
Well, we could unpack this later again.
Thank you, Gaz. We'll be
See you,
calling
man.
you again.
Want to see what happens in the studio? Check it out on Facebook. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Nova 100. All right, we're in the middle of this
Stepping.
Swanee netball story, John.
Yeah. So I've brought you the news that I was asked by Gap, one of the mums at school, to join the netball team. And my initial reaction was, of course, don't be stupid. But then I went, no, this is my year to do things that challenge me and scare me. If something scares me, that's my sign
12
that I
months
need
ago,
to do
you're
it.
1,000,000 to 1, Swanee. 1,000,000 to 1.
Yes.
12 months down the track. And this sort of just lit the fire. Something's fired up inside you.
Yeah, and I feel like, life is about taking risks.
Gambling, do you mean?
And yes.
Yes.
Yes, I'm gambling. Anyway, I said yes, I would join the netball team. But then since then, I've got some misgivings because if I hurt myself, that will be a real bummer. That'll be a huge bummer. But training was yesterday, first training, Camberwell High, 4:30 p.m. So I'm down at Rebel Sport. I'm on the phone to Rebel Sport down at Vic Gardens. I speak to a lovely boy called Michael. And I go, Michael, is there such a thing as netball gloves? He said, yes, there certainly are. I'll go and check if we've got some. So I wait on hold, and then he comes back and he goes, we've got small, medium or large. I said, I reckon I'm a large. The reason I need these gloves is because of my manicures.
Yes.
And I don't want to, can you believe me? I don't want to cut my nails because I love my nails and I love my hands. So I knew I needed to get these so that I don't hurt myself.
This has got all the
sorry.
This has got all the makings, Brownie. You would have seen this with your kids of like, I want to play this, and so I want all the gear. All the gear,
Yeah.
which may end up in the corner in about 3 weeks' time.
Well, this is not unlikely. Anyway, so I've got these
Jack's
gloves.
Jiu-jitsu outfit. It's cost $130.
Next to his baseball bat or what?
And the rest.
The gymnastics outfit.
My kids are the same with instruments. We've got a full drum kit. We've got a full keyboard.
So they could, if a band needs, if they need some new instruments, they just go to your house.
Yeah, that's right.
Just upgrade.
It's like cash converters.
Used once.
Hey, you look like
You got the gloves.
You are the Warren Treadray of this women's netball team. Remember, Treaders used to wear the double gloves.
How do they
Black
feel,
and white.
Swanee?
They feel really good, and they've got grip on them. And then
that legal?
so I went down to Rebel Sport to pick them up, and it turns out Michael. He goes to me, "Oh, you won't remember me, but I used to come into the audience of the circle." I'm like, "Pull your mask down so that I can see your face." And I'm like, "Of course I remember you." It helps that there was only about 8 people in the audience.
He's got a lot going for him, Michael.
So it was great to see him. He used to take his beautiful grandmother.
Okay.
Right.
As
Sorry.
cover.
What were you saying?
Girlfriend, whatever. Sure, is a grandmother?
Anyway, then he's like, "Do you have a netball?" I said, "I actually don't have a netball." So I went and bought this fantastic netball.
Got all the gear, decked out.
I've got the gloves. I've got the netball. Michael from Rebel Sport pumped it up for me.
Yep. Swanee.
Don't you know? Pump it up.
This
Is
is
it a pleated skirt or the...
No, he did say, "Do you need a skirt?" And I said, "No, I'm going to be wearing black." The Diamonds, my team, we just wear black, which is great. I've got heaps of black. I'm in black today. I could wear this.
Christine.
Obstruction.
People want to
Stepping.
know if training was yesterday.
Yes, so 4:30. I'm all ready. I've got my gloves. I've got my ball.
It's not a good...
Did you go to training yesterday?
4:30 is not a great time.
What?
Oh, my God.
On a Sunday, because we eat dinner at 5.
Oh, my God.
Come on, Brownie.
You live in a retirement
Oh, my
home.
God.
Well,
5
we just eat very early because also I've got to go to bed early.
Oh, no.
So we eat early, and I had to make the school lunches. And 4:30 is not the best.
All the gear, no idea. No, she's got plenty of idea. 4:30, I'll agree with you there. It is a funny time.
4:30 is not great on a Sunday.
Sacrifices have to be made by your family. Okay, they're going to have to fend for themselves maybe a little bit earlier or get organised. How long does it go for? An hour?
An hour.
4:30 to
no,
5:30.
start.
So you're going to have to. It's not
Even
ideal.
if it's moved forward a little bit, 3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, no, you should make sure that you know it would be really good to get your teammates on side. Make them move their whole training session that's been probably as part of their calendar for the last, 10 years. You want to join the team. Oh, yeah, fine. Just move training session on a Sunday. Also, when are games?
Tuesday night, tomorrow night.
Well, that's only if you want them there. If you should get them, you should get them to move them as well. And then what time are the games usually?
What time's tomorrow night?
Well, it depends. It depends. Tomorrow night, 6:30, so I can play that one. If it's any later, I can't play.
Oh, yeah, no, well, they'll just make all games at 6:30 on a Tuesday, won't they?
Just fit into you. I agree with you, Swanee. Time to bring training forward. Just take control. A bit of a power struggle there.
I did you a favour.
What?
Gav asked me if you would take training on the Sunday night. I said I wouldn't have thought so.
Bit of theatre, Christine.
Anyway, I've got my ball. I've got my gloves.
Oh,
Tomorrow night, 6:30.
so what, you're going in without a training
It's
session?
not happening.
Well, I'm tomorrow night. I'm just observing.
What?
Oh, my God.
Come on. Are you going to have your gloves on, though, while you're observing?
Yes, just in case I'm called up, I am ready to play. But many people that I love and respect have said, take it easy.
You're going to be sitting and watching your team in the gloves holding a ball.
Yeah, but taking notes.
You have a bib on as well.
Yes,
Mate,
I will.
Those gloves and ball will be in the corner of your house in 1 week. 1 week.
Well, we'll see. Might be 4 days.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
I had a great day Saturday afternoon, just before the season starts, Swanee, when normally it's taken up by football. I thought, what can we do with ourselves? Well, a good mate, Jeff, bought me, for my 40th last year, he bought me a sausage and salami making course.
I love this.
How good. Unfortunately for Jeff, one of his kids went down with COVID the night before, so he wasn't allowed to go.
Oh, no.
I know. So
flat?
He was a bit flat. But
Did you take someone else?
I got me big Greek mate across the road, Andrew. I said, come on, Andrew, let's go. We're going to a sausage making course. He said, I'll be the first Greek man to ever make a sausage. But he said, this sounds like a bit of fun. So off we went to the Railway Hotel, the old railway in North Melbourne, to a place called Sausages Made Simple. And it was I didn't realise at the time, but I walked in and the lady, I thought, gee, she looked familiar. There was these 3 or 4 books on the bar.
Yeah.
And the same lady was there serving us drinks behind the bar. Her name is Sarah Grazia. She's the sausage queen of Melbourne.
Yes, she is.
What?
Yeah, so we're all getting it first hand from the master.
Is that a relative? Is that a relative of the witch queen of New Orleans? The sausage queen of Melbourne?
Probably along the line somewhere. We checked the family tree.
She's happy being called the sausage queen.
That's her title, absolutely.
Queen
So
sausage.
lovely lady. She took us down into the sausage making room, and there was 8 of us, and you went down there and learned how to make sausage and salami. It was a bloody great afternoon.
How were the other 6 when they saw that, Jonathan Brown was making sausages with them?
No, I got the selfies out of the way early, Sam. It was all good. No, it was an eclectic bunch, it's fair to say.
I'm very interested in this. Did you make sausages and salami?
So, absolutely, Swanee. So, what happened, it's because it all come from, now I'm going to give you some ins here. I don't want to give away Sarah's recipes too much because you can go along and do these courses. Now, this is a birthday present, so this is not like an ad or anything. It was just there. It comes from the pork shoulder. They love the pork shoulder, Sonny, because the fat content is about just spot on there, okay?
Yeah.
And the female pork's better because it's tenderer. Tender as a mother's love.
It's just about as tender as a mother's love.
So anyway, the mince was there. You had the 2 sets of mince. You had the coarser mince, which was for the salami.
I'm mad for coarse mince.
And then you had the finer mince, which was for the sausage. So we split up into 2 different groups.
Right.
Ridiculous thing to say.
I am mad for it.
And I was put on the team, the salami team. So
they split you up in a team.
Salami.
Yeah. I was on team salami. So I mixed up the coarser mince, and you can put the fennel in it, you can put chili in it, the salt and pepper.
The textures of a sausage and a salami are very different.
Absolutely.
More than just the coarse and fine ground meat.
Well, salami you want coarser, and of course the sausage mince is finer.
But still, I feel like they're harder. A salami is hard.
Yeah, but it all comes down to the coarseness.
Okay.
The coarseness of the cuts.
And you cure it. You didn't eat the salami straight away.
No, it's still there curing. So,
right.
And then halfway through, so one team sort of mixes up the sausages, and then they start making the sausages while we were making the salami, and then you swap halfway over, and you learn how to make the sausages, but you're working with the other team's mix.
Hey, John, as a prank, did you hide anyone's sausage?
No, I didn't do that, Dano.
Yep.
So it was all above board.
Yep.
And
what did the salami queen, was she overseeing, not salami,
sausage.
was it sausage? The sausage queen, is she overseeing everything?
Absolutely, she's
moving
there.
between the 2 teams.
Oh yeah, and she was having a laugh because I know when I made the salami, you have to put the netting on it, and then I broke it through and I snapped the string on the end of the salami, and then all the mince came out the bottom.
Amateur hour.
And I dropped it on the ground. And
no.
And then I thought, geez, what do I do here? So
need a 20s netball glove.
And then at the end of it, Sarah, she cooks you up a beautiful meal with the sausages and the salami that she's pre-made weeks earlier. And she cooks you up a beautiful meal, and she adds some of her finer pastas and some of those things along the way, and you get to enjoy a drink and enjoy the fruits of your creations.
How long were you there for?
It was about probably 2.5 hours. Mate, it was very enjoyable. And you leave your salamis there. She cures them up, and then you go back and get them in about 4 weeks' time.
That is excellent. I think that is a
fun.
wonderful thing to do with your time.
But we took the sausages home.
And straight away?
Straight away. I cooked them up. And as I cooked them up and I sliced them in half for the kids. I thought I'll make hot dogs. But I wasn't part of the sausage making crew.
No.
So I wasn't aware of the ingredients that they put in there. I saw a lot of red flecks through the pork sausages. Well, a lot of chili. So I tried to hide it with a truckload of mozzarella on the kids' hot dogs. Jack's first bite. Dad!
And then he punched you in the nuts.
Got chili in it.
Yes.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
The podcast.
How about some tropical stuff?
How about it?
Would you like a sense of the day?
I'd love an SOD.
I know we all had a big weekend. I headed down to the Mornington Peninsula for the weekend. What a lovely time. I'd like to thank Channel 7 too, one of my employers. They sent a limo for me.
Nice.
And,
Thought they were going to
was
send a
very
chopper.
No, it was a limo. It was nice, really nice. I think it was Andrew O'Keefe's old limo because there was an ice pipe in the back. But I still had a good time. You know what I mean? I had a good drive down there. And
Sure you did.
that was in the news. That was some topical stuff from the news.
Samuel.
I'm just saying, Swanee, that apparently that was the if you're not up to date with that story, apparently that was the last straw with Andrew O'Keefe. The limo.
Glass Barbie
What?
in the limo.
I've missed this.
Yeah. Well, I'm up to date.
What a terrible fall from grace. I've been watching that happen over the years. Do you remember the first inkling we got that there was trouble brewing was him almost passed out in the gutter outside Revolver.
Chapel Street. Yeah, it was.
Many
That was
years
the
ago.
start of
We've all been there. That was hardly a red flag. But the
I tell you, you want to go back and watch episodes of The Chase now.
Very energetic is all I'm
Yes.
saying.
You watch them in a new light.
there was one show that I think he whipped through in about 8 minutes. The thing is, right?
This is really off colour.
Mate, I don't care.
Mate.
Where's the line anymore? If you can't have an ice pipe in the back of your limo anymore, well,
They
where's
used to
the line?
fi-
How do
they used
people
to
know
film-
anymore?
How many episodes they film a day?
He's going to go to jail. He's going to go to jail for what he's done.
You know, one day they filmed 35 episodes in one day. Did not even stop for a break.
And he wanted more.
Listen, the Winter Olympics are on. That's why I mentioned Channel 7, because they're the host broadcaster doing a wonderful job. And have you watched any of it?
No.
It doesn't really capture the imagination of a nation.
It's a good time zone as well.
But
for
Aussie
us.
Jakara Anthony has dominated the women's freestyle moguls competition, winning gold overnight. Well
the
done.
fact that we've won something that appeals to Australians. I mean, that's why we love the Summer Olympics, because we win everything in the pool. And that's why we watch. We like to win
engaged.
stuff. And I think maybe now that there's, a chance that you might see an Australian winning, they'll watch.
The winners, Australia's it's their 6th ever Winter Olympic gold medal. The first since Tora Bright and Lydia Lassala in 2010. Lydia Lassala was on the front bar on Friday
night. She was.
She was magnificent.
She was salty and great.
and fun, and
Yeah.
she was great. And I was watching that, right? You tell me because it was a little bit of inside business. That show had to finish at 10 o'clock for the opening ceremony. Usually, it's a hard out. They needed to be out at 9:59.
Well,
Yes.
Mixed Multi would have been in trouble.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Brownie, because have a listen. So this was Mari at the end when things are getting pretty tight for time, right? Have a listen. I've slowed this down.
To the juicy odds of $37. If you like the look of it, get to the Sports Bet app. Look for the multi mega bet section now. Whatever you do, gamble responsibly. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, the last shout.
So he's out of breath by the end of it.
Jeez.
Like I said, I slowed that down. This was the original. This is really original audio.
To the juicy odds of $37. If you like the look of it, get to the Sports Bet app. Look for the multi mega bet section now. Whatever you do, gamble responsibly.
love the
Don't go anywhere. When we come
cowbell.
back,
Mate, oh yeah, there's cowbell.
That's
for no
great.
reason at
Been in
all.
the limo. If you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Anyway, so the Winter Olympics Winter Olympics continues on. So well done to Jakara Anthony, who's won gold there in the freestyle moguls.
Local too, Bowen Heads, girl.
I haven't watched 60 Minutes for a long time, Swanee, but Cleo Smith's parents sat down, win a $2 million 60 Minutes tell-all interview last night. It was with Tara Brown. So if there's someone who knows about kidnappings, it's Tara Brown. So that was a good choice by Channel 9 to put Tara Brown there.
Do you think that they got bang for buck there? $2 million?
It's a lot, isn't it?
No.
You had a guess
That's
earlier.
as big as I have heard.
What would you have thought they'd pay, Swanee?
Well, I think I guessed 300,000. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's any of our business, regardless of how much money.
Does it make you feel good, though, that they've got heaps of cash after what they've been through? The family?
I'm not sure. No.
I was surprised
I'm
they were
not
able
sure
to-
about that. I know what you're saying, and obviously $2 million is life-changing, but also this is a child's life, and what, I believe so fiercely that children's anonymity needs to be protected. And I just feel like everybody knows what happened to her before she even knows what happens to her. She's 3 years old.
Were you very surprised that they were able to talk publicly before the court case?
Yes.
I didn't think that was allowed.
Yeah,
in this
I'm
country.
not sure how I feel about it. It makes me feel a bit ick.
Oh, do you want to? There's a clip. This is Cleo's mother speaking.
She remembers why she was taken. So she tells us that she was taken because her baby sister was sick.
Yeah.
And so she needed to be taken away from us so then we could help her baby sister.
Money well spent. $2 million. Well done. Justin
What do
Lane.
you think about that? Do you really need to know that about that child that you don't know and you've never met and you don't know what the ramifications of this trauma is going to be moving forward?
All I am, this is not fun. I'm just very happy that the kid's fine, and then after that I have no interest at all.
But we don't know that she's fine.
Well, it says, as in she was found.
She's alive.
Yes.
She's alive,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's true. You're a very good example of just because you're alive doesn't mean you're fine.
Do you want to see what this looks like? Well, get the visuals on Instagram. Follow Chrissie, Sam and Brownie.
Mystic Chrissie.
Sam, you drive a sensible car.
I would say so.
I'm seeing a white car.
Yeah, it's pretty much white.
Is it a Honda?
No,
Is it a Hyundai?
it is not.
Mazda?
What will she predict next?
Was it Mazda?
Was a Mazda. And you know what? She slid into my DMs after that and said, I can't believe how accurate you were. She was not giving anything away. Anyway, let's move on. Kelly from Lilydale. Kelly.
Hey, Chrissie.
First of all, are you going down to the Mean Bean today and getting a free coffee?
The bean
The
scene.
Bean Scene. Are you going to go down to the Bean Scene?
I am. I'm going to do that.
I knew that.
What?
See? That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. It's not far from where I live.
All right, Kel.
Kelly, how often have you been there in the last 6 months?
Well, I actually went across there and got a coffee because it was across the road from the footy oval. So it's across the road. I was at the cricket.
Jen, one more just from me before
You've
you
been once
start.
in 6 months.
Mystic, before you start.
Yeah, that's
Kelly, just
Yeah.
answer the questions or the Mystic's guesses over there. Just ask them honestly. For instance, the last example of
a leading question.
You know, your car's white. No, it's kind of white. No, it's either white or it's not. So just answer them honestly, Kelly, and let's see how we go.
Righto.
All right, Kel. You have a sister, Kelly?
I do.
Her name, I'm starting strong.
Jeez.
Her name also starts with a K.
No.
No, D. Debbie. Deb.
You know what? She doesn't actually talk to me anymore, so I don't really remember her name.
Well, her name starts with B and it's bitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got in trouble for saying that as well last week. I called a grandmother a bitch. And
I heard that actually.
Kelly,
Yeah.
it just came out of my mouth and I feel terrible.
Wonderful
about it.
reminder of there are some stakes here with some of your guesses. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, don't talk to my sister anymore. She stole a lot of money from me a long time ago and ran off with my husband. Anyway, good times.
What is her name, just out of interest?
Jodie.
Jodie. All right. I'm seeing peony roses around you, Kel.
What? You're seeing roses?
Like peony roses, you know, the fat sort of duck bottom ones?
Oh, no.
Yes, that's perfect, Kelly.
You're close to a florist, Kelly.
Do you know what? We bought a florist with my sister and had to sell it, and that's why she doesn't talk to me.
That's pretty big.
That's why I'm seeing flowers around you.
When you said roses, I was like, what?
What was the name of the judge that was involved in the court case between the sisters?
I'm seeing your house involves some exposed brick. Like there's bricks, actual bricks.
You know.
Maybe
No.
it's your childhood home.
Maybe it's the bricks that she throws at her sister now.
Yeah. That would be more accurate,
With
Brownie.
threats with an elastic band around them through the
One
window.
went through the window.
They're probably the bricks I'd love to smack her in the head with every now and again.
Okay, come on. This
All
is getting...
evidence. All evidence.
Someone's got a middle name, Marie.
No?
Louise.
No?
That surprises me.
Oh, actually, Jodie's middle name is Lee. That'll be it.
Yes.
Marie and Louise. What you put them together?
Louise, Lee.
Yeah.
Come on, Mystic. Come on, Mystic.
Okay, school uniforms, they are around you. And they're blue. Did you have a blue school uniform growing up?
I did, yes.
Yeah. I can see you in it.
Yeah.
And you had it at an unusual length. Like, it wasn't just you went to the store and bought a uniform. You changed the length.
I did. God, you're good.
What does
Thank
that
you,
mean? What do you
Kelly.
mean you change it? You change it to what?
Well,
Yeah, bring it up a little bit.
bring it
because
up
was
a little
too
bit.
Low. Bit of show off my leg.
Or bring it down a little bit, depending on your height.
Yeah.
You're not happy with your kitchen, Kel?
That is so true. I need new taps.
Yes. Yes, that's what I saw. You're going to get a mixer. It's in your future.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was going to go and pay some woman to tell me all this stuff, and look at you just doing it for free.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you a prize at the end of this as well, Kelly.
Oh, a free mixer?
Wouldn't have thought you'd have any money left after the business venture went down with your sister. But anyway,
11 is around you, Kelly. You will notice from now on, when you look at the time, it will say 11:11. And also the number 7 is around you. Might be your lucky number.
she lives above a 7-Eleven.
That's a 700 grand her sister
Yes.
ran away with.
Oh, gosh.
Banana cake. When you make a banana cake, you don't put nuts in it.
I do not, and I try not to make banana cake.
But definitely with the nuts.
Definitely doesn't put nuts in
You're
it.
done, Swanee.
Excuse me, I had so many hits then. That was the best reading I've ever done, Kelly.
Very
Ever.
good.
I could feel it.
Any flowers for Kelly? Yeah?
Kelly, you won.
Beautiful. She's got flowers, and we can you can read Jody next week.
I'm not lying. You
And
won
we'll
a
put
dozen red roses from Interflora.
Yes.
Show what love really means. Order by 5 p.m. this Sunday for Valentine's Day. Interflora.
Valentine's Day.
And I think we'll put you in touch with Slater and Gordon.
Nova.
Chrissie Swan, Sam Pang, and Jonathan Brown.
Chrissie's Celebrity Star.
Sad news for fans of Neighbours. Yes. 4 of you have just pulled over to the side of the road.
Went with the sad.
The ratings aren't great.
Went with the sad one. Well done, Dino.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
What's happened,
It's
Swanee?
not coming back, we think. It's not 100% guaranteed, but Channel 5 in the UK has confirmed it's not renewing its contract with Fremantle, the company that produces Neighbours. Now, they've done the lion's share of the funding of this iconic Australian
I wasn't
drama.
aware of that, Swanee.
I wasn't
It's a good
either.
bit of information.
I think I knew it, but I'd forgotten. So when I read this, I was like, oh, yeah, I remember hearing that.
So when would that have happened? Really, since the 90s, do you think?
I reckon for the
Yeah,
last at
okay.
least 20 or 30 years, because it was huge in the UK and it served Channel 5 in the UK, which hosted the show.
I did say earlier,
to
Brownie,
make sure that it kept on coming.
how long do you think Neighbours has been going on?
40 years.
37 years.
Yes, and I'll give you an idea. When Scott married Charlene in 1987, 20 million
Jeez.
Poms tuned in.
Jesus.
20 million.
Oh, my God.
You don't have
So that's a
Angry
decent
You
return.
don't have Angry Anderson singing suddenly, do you?
Oh, my.
I'll give you
was
some time because that is an iconic track.
That was the wedding song.
I tell you, that is a great song.
Oh,
It is a great song still.
I
What
play,
was
I
bigger?
play it when I
No.
make love.
What, do you? I thought.
Peggy's unzipping.
Wow. What? I pop out of the cupboard.
I thought
Suddenly, I'm in.
I thought suddenly was the longest song.
Yes, John.
Oh, come on. Mate,
Oh, he was so patient. He waited so patiently then.
Yes.
Let's give him the proper timing that he deserves for that. Suddenly is a great song.
Oh, yeah.
I make love to
I
it.
make love to that song.
I thought suddenly was the longest song.
Anyway, 20.
Very nuanced.
Do you like that?
What was bigger though?
It was worth
It was
more
layers there.
attention.
A lot of layers.
It was. It was bigger though. Bound for Glory at the 91 grand final. I know you're getting tense, Jack. 91 grand final by Angry Anderson in the Batmobile, or Angry Anderson singing that song for Scott and Charlene.
Suddenly.
Absolutely.
Suddenly.
And
remember, she turns around with her little perm. Oh, and Jason's there. I'm sorry for harassing you both at the Camberwell Market that year.
Never forget, Swanee, when Kylie Minogue left Neighbours to take up a singing career.
Yeah, what was your take on it?
I thought that is a ridiculous move. Why would you leave Neighbours to sing a couple of songs?
So funny. I want to finish off this stat. 20 million Poms tuned in to see Scott marry Charlene in 1987. Nowadays, Monday to Thursdays, barely 100,000 people watch.
Jeez.
It's no return on investment.
Take it out in the back paddock, Dino, and go.
No, we'll walk it out in the hill and... Oh, what's that over there, neighbours? It's a nice sunset. Look at it. Go to sleep. Good morning, Melbourne.
This is the Chrissie, Sam and Brownie podcast.
And get out of his way.
Allan Raskall, a 9 News journalist with a haircut that could cut steel. He's one of our favourite people, and you can catch him on 9 News, 6 p.m. weeknights on Channel 9. Take it away, Allan.
Allan Raskall, 9 News.
The great man, Allan Raskall. Gosh, we love having you in.
Good morning to my favourite radio brekkie crew. You're all looking fantastic. And Sam, that Mo.
Yeah, what do you think, mate?
Like a Silver Fox version of Dirk Diggler from Boogie Nights, although I think the similarity would end there, wouldn't it?
He's saying that you've got a very small penis, Sam.
Alan, I don't know why we've started on this, but my nickname, my younger days, was the Asian exception. But anyway, don't worry. Listen,
I've been told that.
It gets
a lot of kids in the car.
Many
right
people
now.
don't like it.
I like it.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Allan Raskall, a pleasure as always to see you.
Always good fun to be here.
You celebrated a sharp rise in Instagram followers recently. I saw you gave everybody a thank you.
I did. I don't know why that was, but I'm just chuffed that anyone is interested in what I get up to.
Oh, are you joking? How many are you at now?
I want to be about 6,700 or something.
Right on.
Yeah. Influencer, here you come.
Everyone points out I follow no one, but that's only fair.
Yes, it is fair.
You haven't been buying them, have you? You haven't been buying followers. There was a big... There was a big scandal years ago when AFL footballers were buying followers.
Brownie, I am flat out even knowing how to use Instagram, let alone buying any followers.
Joking, you're a pro. If you were to become an influencer, Allan Raskall, what are some of the brands you'd like to align yourself with?
Rolls-Royce, Dom Perignon. Things for the everyday people.
You're the best.
Hey, does your Rolls-Royce chew the fuel?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a 6.75 litre V8. Although I hear Rolls-Royce is about to go, soon to go electric.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that'll upset the purists.
Does it double as a limo, and have you checked it recently for an ice pipe?
I heard you guys having that conversation on the way in the car.
It was very close to the line, wasn't it?
No pipes in my car.
No, certainly not.
The other day on the news, I was watching your e-scooters, or the segment about scooters.
Yeah.
I actually watched it, but my overwhelming thought was, how are all of these at some point not going to end up in the bottom of the Yarra River?
100%. And I did put that to the Lord Mayor, but the Lord Mayor said, people will be sensible. And, we remember the yellow O-bikes, and they ended up in trees in the Yarra River. I mean, these things have started ending up, all over the street. So it's something like 1,500 out and about. So, but it is a trial, so they'll test what happens.
I saw one this morning just outside work with the helmet attached to it. I thought that's good. That's handy.
Absolutely.
It's an excellent thing.
Raskall, did that story end with you on the scooter?
It did end with me on and then high-fiving Sally Cap as I went past.
Yes, of course. You've got a good relationship with the Lord Mayor and many politicians. You would have nurtured relationships over the years.
I have, yes. Are you pointing out some of my tweets recently?
The idea that you think I follow you on Twitter, why would you think that, Alan?
What sort of trouble have you got yourself into, Raskall?
No trouble at all.
Raskall by name, Raskall by nature.
You may have answered this before, but I can't remember the answer. When did you stop doing? Because I've always thought you'd be the greatest war correspondent of all time, right? I want you in Syria. I want you front line.
All in interpretive
dance.
But you
used to do hard stuff, didn't you?
I'd love to see that.
A war correspondent doing interpretive dance.
I did most of my career I did hard news. I'm now almost 30 years into it.
What happened? What sparked the change?
I don't really know. Probably because I'm old. I'm in the twilight years now.
I feel like the turning point for you was when you got dressed up in a red frock and danced to Kate Bush's
I did.
Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, that was good fun.
I feel like that was the turning point for you.
Yeah, it probably was. I think that's when they allowed me to just say, well, gloves are off, game on.
And that was really the first time I noticed you. To be honest, like I know that you're a hard news journalist, but when you were dressed in that dress and dancing like this,
That may have been the turning point. I'm pretty sure, considering you were covering a hostage situation at the time. that was the one where we thought, okay, Alan's
Alan.
really bringing.
It was Tara Brown reporting on this.
Mate.
You're
Now
a
listen,
joy.
Brownie mentioned your electric scooter story. I watched the Pride flight to Sydney for Mardi Gras. You were in rare form there.
How fabulous. Last week I got to dress up in 2 lots of wigs and costumes. I know you love me doing that, Sam, but one was to promote, the wedding singer. Yeah. Do you really want to hurt me? Yes, the other one was for the Pride flight, and as you know, I love that area. But I can't get a full-time gig here at Nova. I've got a full-time gig on Have You Been Paying Attention? So RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under is the next best thing. Although the concept of tucking terrifies me as Brownie crosses his legs.
You'd be fine. I think you'd be great. You'd be great on it. Can I just say, there were the 2 stories that we watched.
There's only one.
Well, look, just on covering up one's genitalia, a little bit of insight into my life pre-television.
Oh, God.
Pre-television, I'll keep it clean, but pre-television I used to walk the occasional runway when I was young, pretty, and had a six-pack.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you were a catwalk model.
I was a catwalk model, yes, I was a runway model.
Very strong.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You could cut bread with a chisel jawbone, but back then, they didn't like, particularly when it came to male swimwear, they didn't like any sort of definition. They wanted the Ken doll look. So we know there's many tips and tricks when it comes to modelling.
A codpiece.
Well, no, not really. In this instance, crust off, bread down the front. Never eat the sandwiches at a fashion show, I say. Where am I kidding? They never eat carbs.
What do you mean? You wore a sandwich in your bathers?
No, I didn't, but some people do, yes. But not a whole sandwich.
A piece of
Not
bread.
a club sandwich.
Sorry, is this a euphemism?
I have no idea what's going
That's
on.
true.
Did you stuff down your jocks on the runway?
Look, I never did, but I remember once I was put in some very tight red Speedos and I was, slinking down the runway with the vacant, gaunt look on my face. And despite the music blaring, I still heard the woman beside me say, "Show us your buns, love." And I thought, sweetie, this is a fashion show, not a strip show. Although I am quite partial to having a few 20 slip down my Speedos. Still
Did
partial to having a few 20 slips in my...
Did you say to the woman, it's not a bun, it's a piece of bread?
It's got a little insight as to why you don't cover hard news. Right? They can't afford to just send you out there.
There's a high fibre loaf from Baker's Delight.
I'll do it now, Jack. Here we go. Because like we said, we love your stories.
Thank you.
But the one about the cheese,
so magical.
the one about the cheese train.
Oh, you had me at halloumi, Sam.
Part of the bustling hospitality scene there down in Geelong. They got a cheese train.
They do. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Oh, God.
Don't blow it all, right? So Hitch throws to it, Dino.
Yep.
We sent Allan Raskall along for a taste test, and he delivered this cheesy report.
All right, so
he's already laughing.
He's already in. I'm already in when I saw this, mate. You came out strong.
You better believe it.
You better believe it.
Wow.
You better believe it.
Wait a minute, can we have that again so that we can enjoy the toot toot, please?
You better believe it. There's a cheese train.
You better believe it was a very strong start.
Very strong.
And backed it up very quickly.
I come and bear it. Sweet dreams are made of cheese.
Have you got it right, Raskall?
Oh,
No, I
God.
wrote it all myself.
Did
isn't
you
it?
really?
It's an insight into what happens in my head, isn't it?
Yeah.
I camembert it.
Can't believe you.
That's a really good
Can't
one.
believe you pump out 20 stories a week. It's amazing. What's next?
Hungry hordes get to cheddar tear of delight.
That's good, Raskall.
You're good at this, Raskall.
Very good.
You've left Mike Larkin in your wake.
Absolutely. Is there a play on Brie, like Brie yourself?
Oh yeah, there's coming. Actually, that's forget the next one. There, go to the next one.
But will people brie back?
But will people brie back?
That's
That
my
one's a bit
favourite.
of a stretch.
No,
Nailed
that's a
that.
good one. I love that one.
Why didn't you go with Schwarzenegger's old Brie back?
I like that
Yeah,
one.
that was the sign-off.
Brownie, you should be writing my scripts for me.
Okay, right. I'm looking for another job.
We've heard this before, but we heard this live. But on the night it was even better.
You had me at halloumi.
So good.
All right then, and then this was your sign off.
Now, you can't do a story like this and not have a taste test. That's Gouda. And in this Instagrammable world, it didn't happen if it didn't happen on Instagram. So it's time to say, cheese. Allan Raskall, 9 News.
Raskall had, just to clarify, Raskall had put a whole wheel of cheese in front of his mouth as a smile. You know what I mean? Genius.
Raskall. I mean, you're amazing.
By the way, do you reckon? I know we all enjoyed it, and even I think, and Hitch. We went back to Hitch to the desk, and Hitch was happy, but he kind of lost a bit of confidence at the end.
It doesn't get cheddar than that. Never mind.
Hitchy, you got to be like, hit him with it.
He hit. Jackie, have a listen to Hitch kind of just check himself right at the end.
It doesn't get cheddar than that. Never mind.
Never mind.
Never mind.
Hitchy.
Oh, I thought we were mates.
Come on.
Brutal.
Hey, we're going to go, man. See you later.
It's been good fun. Thanks for having us.
Alan.
Can we have a ride in your rolls one day?
Absolutely. Show me the money.
9 News, 6 p.m. weeknights on Channel 9.
Ever wondered what happens in the studio? Check out Chrissie, Sam and Brownie on Instagram.
I've got something to tell you that will be of no interest to any of you, and I love those nuggets.
All right.
My 10-year-old is taller than me now by at least an inch. Grade 5, and I'm not a short person.
No.
I'm nearly 5'10".
Kitty.
Yeah.
That's psycho.
You're a big boy.
Can you believe that? How weird that would be?
Do you need me to pretend to care?
No, I wouldn't expect that from you.
It's a tall kid. Well done.
He's very tall.
What about the
it's
others?
so weird.
The future is a bouncer.
They're also very tall.
Put a number on his chest.
Leo picked me up in the hallway. Just put his arms around me and picked me up.
Oh, no.
I was like, my God,
Last
you're
time-
all growing up.
Last time I saw that kid, so has he had a spurt?
Kit, yes.
No, what about the other one?
Leo,
Yeah.
the eldest one, yes.
Well, they
He's
still talk
also
like a
tall.
mafia
Yeah, I was
boss.
going to say the one that talks like James Cagney.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He's not as tall as his brother, much to his horror.
James Cagney with a nice topical reference there.
Yes. Let's get out on that note.
Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Ripper Show will be back tomorrow. Chrissie, Sam and Brownie. Oh, unless it's a weekend.
In over 100.